just trying to gauge the situation and probably getting some more information before they move forward with the plan. But for Indonesia, I feel like it's the same game plan. Both teams are quite passive at the moment. But perhaps they are trying to set traps up against each other, but it's a standoff, so it may take a while still. But in the meantime, we're looking at Myanmar, and just like what happened moments ago, Bhutan was able to take a player from Myanmar, so that puts them at a disadvantage. So let's see if Bhutan can actually do a follow through over here. For the kill feed, though, it's Japan versus Indonesia, and Rumi confirmation he's already out of the game here.
Oh my god. I mean, this lobby is going way too chaotic today. We're seeing some early fights, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing some early clashments right here and now. As Japan is also going to lose one of their players, the situation has kind of turned away from the Japan side, so they will have to go for a slight bit of different pace, different strategies of what they were doing before. But aside from all of this action, the circle is actually going to go towards the Alpha Island. I do love the fact that, okay, it has gone to the Alpha Island, but also the playable area, the playable zone, there is a very big river in between separating these three islands. It is still there, and there is a possibility. There's a slight possibility, Andy, in my eyes, that the circle might take a hard shift towards the main island or the southern side island. But here we go, Myanmar. Because if you do manage to get a connection, you will absolutely go for that confirmation. But look at the kill feed. We're seeing constant fights happening throughout the areas.
Yep, and that was a great shot from Romeo, because he evened out the playing field, down to 3v3. So I guess Myanmar is just trying to take down the opposition limb by limb. But you know what? There is another player that came to play and join into the mixer. That would be the boys of Hong Kong, China this time. And it doesn't look good onto the side of Myanmar, since they got sandwiched in between. So they now have to manage two teams here.
They will have to manage two teams, and Timor-leste, finally, whoa, we have this team, ladies and gentlemen, ready to take that action. The first initial frag that we're seeing from the Hong Kong, China as well. They're also shooting at the Myanmar's players right now. In fact, not Myanmar's players. It is BHU that is getting a shot right at this point in time. But the connections are not making its way. The connections are not coming in. But finally, some knockouts, some casualties coming around. China on the top of the mountain, looking also at the Hong Kong. In fact, Japan on the top of the mountain, looking at the Hong Kong, China. At this point in time, the one wrong slight mistake from anybody, it's going to punish them so hard. Japan, ready, mountaintop. There is like no chance of survival. If they get a knockdown, there is absolutely no chance of survival whatsoever, as they're so further away from each other.
Yeah, so they need to be careful not to overextend their peak as well. I mean, they do have the advantage of being, at the high grounds. But then again, if you get knocked down, it will be difficult, for the rest of the team to pick you up. But in the meantime, okay, we're looking at Vietnam. Still a complete squad over here. They are over at Camp Alpha. No gunshots just yet, or no altercations happening just yet. Teams are more focused on getting to their perfect location so that they could take advantage, up against the rest of the teams here. After all, this is a battle royale. Myanmar, however, already suffered 2 casualties, and Hong Kong, China was able to take one from Bhutan. So this is kind of a slow back and forth trade happening between 3 teams here. But Japai, man, he just got sent back to the lobby here.
He did, JP. He definitely got, sent back to the lobby. But at this point in time, we're still seeing, the fights that can potentially happen at this point in time, at this point in contestation. So, whatever is happening, I'm loving it. I'm loving every single part of this aggression that we're facing, that we're seeing by all of these teams. So far, Pakistan is on our screen once again. They're close to the proximity of Indonesia. And the fight, they are not starting. Nobody's starting the fights, but they are ready to initiate and execute the action the moment it's going going to present itself to these players. Pakistan T24 OP with the 4-time scope. He's looking at the proximities into the long ranges areas that, okay, if there is someone over there, he's going to find the player down. He's going to shoot him down, get him eliminated. But T24 now forming together with his team member, all the 4 players of the Pakistan, they're going to come together once again, form up a full cluster of 4 men, and maybe from that point onward, they're going to either think of aggressing maybe on the team or leaving the premises.
I think they're not interested to fight at all. Or maybe they're just creating a distance over here up against Indonesia. Probably, you know, for Team Pakistan, they're going to wait for the circle to really shrink before they get into any engagements. But this is kind of a hard circle, I can say, because we've got all 3 islands, you know, included in the safe zone. Now, Nepal, ooh, another very good start for the team here. We got one of them currently knocked down on the ground here, courtesy of Malaysia. And as you can see on the screen here, Look is not, you know, leaving his teammate. He's making sure that nobody will get close to him to take that point. And that is a good mid-man situation right there coming from Look.
Yep. Cluck is ready to take that initials, but whoa, what am I saying, Sri Lanka? I mean, I don't complain. I don't complain in any of these. The more chaotic you're going, the more like out of the box you're thinking, the more I love it at this point in time. Every single strategy counts. Whether you're getting the points is the main thing that you have to be really thinking of, that, okay, you're getting it. But Hong Kong, China, wait a minute. They just took down one of the players of the team Pakistan. That's a knockdown coming up. But Indonesia, now close to the Sri Lanka side. We do have to see when the fight is going to occur and how the fight is going to actually initiate. The grenade is not making any connection. Indonesia, be very careful on what you're doing at this point in time, man. The second grenade comes into the face of the player, and there we have it. That's a knockdown. That is going to go into the confirmation. Badella finally dropping down back into the sea, and Thab slowly approaching this situation. There is no way that Team Wheaties, Indonesia's players, not going to seize this opportunity to take down the player that is in the water. Come on, Potato on the different angle. He is making sure that every single player is right now is on his side. He's focusing on him. But wait, Nam, they're finally going to go loot that airdrop. Whoa, wait a second. Sanhok and airdrop getting looted? That's one thing, but there we go. Consulate coming in. Tabs getting down, and Indonesia securing their second elimination. But Potato alongside of Consulate, the only 2 players remaining into the match, and 1 player actually outside of the blue zone. Adilla ready with that grenade. He's gonna throw it up, but unfortunately the grenade is not gonna reach that far into the back.
Potato did an extremely good job here buying some time, you know, for the rest of the team to recuperate. I mean, he kept them at bay, that is for sure. And Indonesia obviously was able to turn the tables up against Sri Lanka. But then again, you know, we're still talking about 3 more players repping up Sri Lanka over here. They're now done with the reset, so they're probably just, you know, maybe calculating the risk on how to take down Indonesia at this point. But they have to do it fast because, you know, they're already attacking the blue here, and Indonesia seems not to be interested to go into a fight here anymore. But then again, they will have to still go through Sri Lanka if they want to step into the safe zone, or maybe go back to Hattin and face Team Pakistan. But coming off on the kill feed, it's Chinese Taipei at the moment. We got Malaysia, Timor-leste in an altercation as well.
The fight's happening, ladies and gentlemen. The Sanhok is finally going on the aggressive side. We're seeing Pakistan losing their players. We're also seeing Bangladesh losing their players into the proximity of the areas. But Chinese Taipei ready with that UMP-45, 30 bullets locked and loaded. Come on, Fusker, it is your time. It is your time to go forward, initiate those frags, and secure that elimination number. But Team Pakistan down to the last player. It is IQQ, the solo hole for the team. He is at the northern corner of the safe zone area. So far, he is still alive, and he is still like surviving and thriving for the team, but he's the only guy that's remaining. He's the only guy that's surviving. One wrong move, even a slight mistake from anything that he's going to do, and that's going to cost him big. Already, Team Pakistan is struggling into the overall chart leaderboard, and mistakes like these, losing their players early on into the matches, it's actually going to hurt you even more and more and more. But Malaysia, so far, 2 eliminations, not a single player on the casualty side.
But that's the thing, though. Myanmar and Malaysia needs to settle the score right now before they step into the zone over here, or better yet, suffer the consequences of being in the blue zone. But since we only have like a portion of boot camp still included in the zone here, any team or like which of the teams is going to be winning the fight will then have to cross, uh, you know, and they will have to swim to get to the other side. So that could be very difficult. So, I mean, both of the teams, even if they're going to fight, even if they're going to be winning the clash, it's still going to be hard for them to move forward, to the next stage, considering the situation that we have. But it is so amazing just because of the fact that, I guess, I mean, what stage are we on? And we still got 15 more teams here.
I think this is the stage number 3 that is about to occur, if my memory serves me right. But we will have to see what really the stage is until we can get a confirmation on that. We can just assume. But Indonesia, beautiful Razak, beautiful shotgun man, getting those eliminations. Beautifully for yourselves. That's the third one that you're going to have. But Kasim, in the meanwhile, in the different areas, is also getting taken down. So it's a back and forth casualty coming around. Still, not a single full team has been eliminated. I love this fact that, okay, the teams are still alive. The full-fledged teams are still alive. We're only losing a single 1 or 2 players, but a grenade on Ryan is going to do a lot of damage and finally going to Mernit down as well. As Mernit is down, we're going to have our first initial team elimination. That is on the Sri Lanka side. Beautiful job done by Malaysia, but oh my god, he barely managed to heal himself back to the 100%. Beautifully done, man. For a second, I thought it was the end of that player at the very least, but suddenly they're back on their 4-man.
Yep, Timor-leste and also Vietnam is trying to settle their conflict, but yeah, I think Timor-leste is about to get eliminated. Yes, they have been eliminated. So we're looking at 13 teams remaining over here, and again, Myanmar and Malaysia is not done, with trying to settle the score, and it's really going to be difficult this time. I mean, it's already part of the blue here, and Myanmar. Romeo just got eliminated, the last man standing here, and so they are out of the game. But then again, Malaysia, what is going to be the next step for the team? You guys will then have to swim and deal with the other teams from another island. But coming off the kill fit, it's Hong Kong, China, if I'm not mistaken, also having an altercation inside the map here, but just couldn't figure out who they're going up against. Was it Indonesia? Yes, I think so.
That is true, but going back into the match, it is 15 minutes that has passed so far, and the 15 minutes have passed, and already there's 11 teams remaining into the area. Chinese Taipei, they're finally going to be eliminated as well. We're going to see the casualty done. 11 teams with 29 players. There is a lot of pressure. There is the kill feed going so fast, like it's still going on.
No.
We're seeing a lot of casualties still around. Bangladesh finally coming in for that rescue. Team Pakistan, in the meanwhile, they're gonna get eliminated. Precious, at the same time, you also saw that guy getting eliminated. Potato jumping from the hill to the down, absolutely destroying his own self. We also have Claw that is being taken out by the hand of Malaysia. Japan on our screen with 2 elimination, 2 frags so far, but 2 frags are not gonna help them so far, man. Come on, you need to have more and more frags for yourself. Bhutan, Paytar, so far on our screen, slowly everybody is cementing themselves in a safe side area because of the fact that stage number 5 is this small of a radius, this small of a circle. Majority of it is actually outskirts, like it's completely into the open. It's as it's completely like fully into the open, the chances of survival, it comes down so much. But here we go, Malaysia finally receiving some damage on their own side, as well as only 2 players are remaining, and those 2 players, everything is residing on them.
Nepal just got eliminated, which brings us down to just 8 teams remaining over here. And if Malaysia would want to stay in the competition, they know they will have to challenge the Bhutan boys for that very compound. I think they do have a chance, to be honest, since we're looking at 3 players. Now make that 2. Okay, so this is going to be a 2v2 situation. I think pretty much they can handle snagging that compound out of Bhutan. But let's just wait and see. But in the meantime, we got Kaluk over here challenging up the boys of Thailand. He was able to take down one, and he was able to get that point. And now we're looking at 5 points in the back end with 3. Kaluk has the most number of points here.
He definitely has a decent number of eliminations for himself, but Nicky, he's low. He's getting some damage, and if he's not careful, it can also be the demise of the player as well. So whatever you're doing right now, do really on the caution side. But finally, Nicky's going to be down. It's a confirmation on Nicky, and that was a third party. That was a steal of elimination. Thailand is down to the very last guy, and that last guy, he's completely like all alone into the area. I don't think there's a chance of him getting that survival point more for himself. It is the top 8. You may only get like 1 survival point from this point onward, but we're seeing a lot of casualties now, more coming around as, oh no, that is Vietnam losing their players, but also Boiti. In all of this amidst, he's also going to secure some elimination. Bangladesh receiving some damage. 6-9, you can see the number of damage that has been done on this guy. He was low. He healed himself. He has those compounds. So they're still chill. They're still comfortable into the areas. But we have Chinese, in fact, Hong Kong, China versus Vietnam going on into the kill feed. There's also Japan in the midst of all of this doing a third party. No way. This small of a radius, these many teams, and everybody is like on everybody's tail at this point in time. You're not safe no matter where you go, no matter where you're holding your positions. Rinto, he's finally going to be eliminated. There was no chance of the player survival, but Hayato alongside of Rinto, both players of Japan, in fact, is going to go taken down. Valentine here, S12K versus GBS. It is 5 bullets. A reload comes in, and Come on, push. At this point in time, just push. 3 bullets, 2 bullets, 1 bullet, and there we have it. He's going to finally have that elimination, and Brunei is going to have those elimination number for themselves at the very least, but still on the hashtag number 11 is not going to cut them off. Kenji, the final hope from Japan's side. That's 1 player. I don't know where the second player is right now residing, and Rinto, that was knocked down, finally eliminated, so Kenji it is. The final and only hope from the side of Japan. Hong Kong, China also has a solo player for the survival. We also have Brunei with a solo. Then everybody else, like it's Bhutan, it's Bangladesh, it is Malaysia, they're down to a duo.
Yep, and Malaysia down to their 2 players. But since Myanmar and Nepal, both teams have already been eliminated, this is their chance to make up for those points. And maybe, just maybe, they can do it big here for Sanhok and maybe overtake, a team in the leaderboard ranking. But in the meantime, we're looking at Bhutan here. Got Paytar, we got Hades, and they're hunting down Aimbot here coming from Hong Kong, China. As you can see on the screen here, he's trying to pop some smoke so that he could easily get out of this situation. But I don't think Bhutan is going to let that happen. But let's see what Aimbot is going to do in this situation. We got Hades trying to make a move here. It's a 2v1, and there you go. It was Kaluk of Malaysia that actually scored the point. A little slow on the trigger. They're coming from Bhutan, but then again, Kaluk has the opportunity to score some more. I mean, he knows exactly where these 2 players will be coming from, right behind this boulder, and they are going to flush them out with a nade, and a Kaluk with an accurate one. Malaysia bags 9 points now.
9 points. That's a very, very huge number, man. That is a very huge number. But finally, we're down to the top 3, ladies and gentlemen. It is this top 3 that's going up against each other. You can see Bangladesh 6-9 are ready to take that action. Bangladesh with a 2-man standing. It is a 2 versus 2 versus 1 fight. Brunei Darussalam in the front lines. The Molotov is going to come. The sprays are also approaching the player. But suddenly, he's very, very lucky to be able to survive from all of those shots, all of those Molotov that came into the way. But finally now, Bangladesh will have to get out of that compound. The players are waiting. But wait a minute. They're denying those elimination, and they're definitely going to deny all of those elimination to the players. They're going to get eliminated by the play circle. And in the meanwhile, we're also having the players from the side of Malaysia coming on to the fight, and Brunei is going to be taken out, but not before he actually took out a knockdown on the player. But in the very end, it is Malaysia that's going to have the winner chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first match of the day of the Asia B, and we have Malaysia for on the #1 spot in this match.
Yep, and it's also a great performance coming from Bangladesh. I mean, day #1 for them, also quite explosive. So I don't even doubt it that Bangladesh has another trick up their sleeves here to show for us. I mean, it's so amazing that they are actually maintaining their pace, in this competition. It's been a long time coming, and I would love to see some more, from Bangladesh, as I know you guys brought a lot of fans also down there in the comment section to support you in this tournament. But then again, we don't want to take away the spotlight, from Malaysia. As you can see on the screen here, these are the stats. Kaluk with the most damage over here, 2 assists coming from Yamil, and then Kaluk again with the most number of elimination points. And the total for this team is actually 10 elimination points plus chicken dinner. So you are looking at a whopping 20 points just for Sanhok. So what a way to start the matches for this evening.
That was amazing. This match definitely went amazing for the players. But going on to the WWCD stats, all the 4 players, the stats individually, look at Kaluk. 8 eliminations individually. He is the MVP of the match at the very least. I can say that for sure. But 652 damage. You definitely saw some elimination from somebody. But we have Yamil in the meanwhile with 0 elimination and 249 damage. I can see where those elimination definitely came in from. Aside from all of this, we also... Wait a minute. We also have Kasim. 1 elimination, 0 damage. Whoa, how? My main question is, how is he able to get that done with 0 elimination? There should be like 1 or 2 damage at the very least, or maybe it's that minimal that it didn't even consider a 1 damage whatsoever. But elimination wise, we have a total of 49 elimination in the match with 51 knockouts, 6,294 of the healings, 10 revives, 80 throwables used. Still not a very good number. I would love like 150, 200 close to the proximity of those throwables used in Sanhok, and more on that in the Erangels and whatsoever. But 376 meters of the longest elimination distance. That's a number that you can actually say that, okay, considering Sanhok, that is very huge.
And we're done with the warm-up, ladies and gents. Of course, that is Sanhok for you. But head-to-head, we got Malaysia versus Hong Kong, China. 10 elimination points, so that's 10-8 favoring Malaysia. Damage output, still Malaysia here. If we're going to be looking at the numbers, it isn't really that far of a gap here between these two teams. Pretty similar, aside, from having like more numbers compared to Hong Kong, China here in terms of elimination points. But same tenacity. I think they were on a good road, to be honest, for Hong Kong, China, up until, where they got eliminated. But so far, that was a solid performance as well. And if you guys are wondering, okay, how your favorite team actually performed for Sanhok, match number 7. Again, Malaysia with 20 points here. Hong Kong, China coming in at second place with 11. So 2 teams that finished this match number 1 with a double-digit score. As for Indonesia, Thailand, Japan, I think it's a pretty okay performance, but I just really have to give props onto Bangladesh. I just hope that they can keep their consistency, for the remaining matches this evening.
I mean, having an okay performance at the start of the games, it's you can live with that. But the more matches that you are going to play tonight, the more difficult it will be for you to secure that number 3 placement if you're not playing consistently really good. Okay is not going to cut it at this point. But going on to the second page, we are seeing Nepal, we're seeing Sri Lanka, we are seeing Pakistan, all the other names like Chinese Taipei, Myanmar, Timor-leste, and I don't know what's going on with all of these teams. Like 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0 points. I was expecting at the very least 1 elimination from every single team whatsoever, like in this match going on, because they were ready to bring up destruction on the teams, and I don't know why. the destruction is not coming on to their side. But going on to the overall ranking, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the cookie is going to crumble from this point for today. Myanmar, they're going to lose the placement of the number 1. They're going to be dropped down to the number 2. We're having Malaysia on the very top now, ladies and gentlemen. Malaysia as on the very top. They're here. Bangladesh is not going to lose their placement. Neither is Nepal. Neither is Hong Kong, China. Vietnam and Indonesia, they're going to stay the same. But Thailand and Pakistan, they're going to switch their placement. Brunei also is going to come up 1 placement above the side of Japan. And as they're taken down, Japan is being pushed down to the very
good performance. Same thing goes for Nepal, but of course it's not over just yet, ladies and gents. We've only just begun, so we do expect a lot more things to happen, and I do expect that Myanmar is definitely going to do something about this one. This was not the star that they probably are hoping for. I mean, the moment that they actually landed onto Sanhok, they already got a player eliminated. That would be Master Smiles. So I guess they're not going to get that same mistake in Erangel. And the best thing about this tournament for this qualifiers that we're going to have 3 Erangels. So that is a huge chance, for all of the teams to go for that consistency, to go for that same gameplay in order for them to win. I mean, they will have a chance to correct something if something doesn't go right in the previous one.
I mean, if something is broken, you gotta fix this within these 3 Erangel matches. You have to stand up and get your consistency readied up from this point onward. But ladies and gentlemen, match number 1 for the day number 2. It's done and dusted. Asia B, match 1 is done. We're gonna go into the match 2, but before heading over there, we're gonna go on a very short break. Do not go anywhere, stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here once again after that short break, just like we promised. But the action is not going to stop right after the first match. We still have 3 more Erangels to go. And Andy, this time around, these 3 Erangels are just going to bring up so much of a destruction. We saw the destruction firsthand into the very first match of Sanhok, like how the teams were actually actively fighting, and at the same time, they were surviving. We were not seeing the full elimination of the teams. We were just seeing the elimination of the players. The numbers were dropping, but not the teams.
And we started the day, with Myanmar at the top, but now it is Malaysia reigning supreme after that Sanhok match. But that can easily change, ladies and gents, if they cannot keep the consistency for them. Aggression will definitely be at an all-time high since, everyone is catching up. And Myanmar, scored 2 chicken dinners for day one. So maybe something like that can happen again since this part of the competition is going to be crucial for everyone. 3 Erangels back to back. So it's time to make something happen. They already know what is at stake. So we're just here, of course, to observe and to cast for you guys.
Oh, most certainly.
Innovation for smarter life.
Be super high for that team at the very least. With the confidence booster, they will definitely try to initiate and engage with the same kind of aggression, same kind of pace again, even in this match. So my eyes will be on every single team, looking out for those tiny minuscule spaces, those pores where the fights can actually occur, where the fights can actually begin from, and what kind of destruction those pores are going to bring to the whole structure of the team.
Yeah, and for Sanhok, we didn't really see much of, drop clashes really happen. So maybe, we can see something like that happen for the 3 Erangels. But definitely we will be also witnessing a lot of, alterations in terms of their rotations and strategies, since it's 3 Erangels and it really depends on, where the circle will land. But we'll be focusing our attention on, the same areas, Yasnaya, Pachinki, there's also the military base. Yesterday, we were granted at least 2 military base finishes. So, something like that should happen again, for today.
I mean, I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't complain if that kind of a structure, that kind of a strategy definitely happened. The circle took a shift over towards that side. I wouldn't complain on that. But yes, the plane line is going to be crucial in this map from this point onward. Also, the circle. Wherever the circle shift is going to go, there's going to be a lot of destruction that's going to follow to the other side, where there's no circle whatsoever and a lot of teams. Because I can say one thing for sure in all of my experience over here, that wherever the circle is going to go, we're only going to see almost 40% of the teams there. The rest of the 60%, they will be outside of that circle, the playable zone, and they will be struggling. They will definitely get into that tussle to get into the circle, and those early fights will begin because of that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Sinister is actually playing and representing Bangladesh, but the current roster that we have for Bangladesh, they're actually doing great. I love the rotations. I love the aggressiveness as well. They know when to pick when to get into a fight, which is one of the things that needs to be mastered as well. They do not go super aggressive and they don't go super passive at the same time. So it's just it's just right. But since we're already at the last day here of the qualifiers, again, something needs to be done. Something extraordinary, I guess. I'm not just talking about Bangladesh, but of course, those teams that is still maybe on 7, 8, 9 place. The wonder of it all is that the gap isn't that wide just yet for most, and there's still time to catch up, but it's not really like a long one. So if you want to belong in the top 3, I don't know what kind of magic you guys need to pull off just to get included. So I mean, they have to start grinding now.
I mean, the grind begins right here. The grind begins from here. And the more mistakes you're going to do, the more difficult it will be for you to survive or to make any kind of a good plays into the rest of the matches. The next matches, few matches. But yes, match is about to start, ladies and gentlemen, as the match number 2 begins. This is our very first Erangel. This is our very first initial Erangel. that's actually going to start its plane line from the military base island. Andy, you're very lucky on this. The plane line is starting from the military base all the way up to the Kamishi side. It is going towards the area, but wait, I think that's a replay that we're gonna witness. So plane line wise, that was different. Wait, no, this is live.
It's the same thing. Yeah, from military base to Kamechki. So this is northbound. Oh, and there's tons of teams that maybe dropping to military base. I mean, the Bangladesh team is already there. Maybe Pakistan as well. I can see Indonesia and Myanmar headed towards Novo. So perhaps, there could be like a good clash happening down south. And we'll just have to wait for that to actually happen. But in the meantime, we're also looking at where the other teams will be headed to. I'm looking at School, Razak, Yasnaya. Yasnaya is one of the big areas in Erangel. And before, Bangladesh loves to drop in Yasnaya, but this is a different roster that we're talking about here. But the circle, just look at that. It had favored Gatka side, so everyone needs to travel from east to west and from south to north.
I told you, there's only going to be 40% of the teams inside that circle. The rest 60, they're outside, and because of that, we're definitely going to see some early fights. Right now at the Novoroponoi Island, Novoroponoi, in fact, we're seeing two different teams fighting against each other. We have Murnet with a grenade in hand. He's cooking it up. Let's see if that grenade is going to connect. The answer is no, but there is also one player from the side of Myanmar knocked out. He is in dire need of that rescue. Say Cloud, someone has to go. Someone has to get that rescue done if they want to have any chance of survival. But Murnet, finally, with a shotgun in hand, there is the Akaban into the player's other hand as well. So he can definitely try, even for the long ranges, the 5-gun Akaban to spray up on the guy, eliminate him. But he knows, he hears the footsteps close to him, close to his proximity, and that's why he has a shotgun in the hand, because at any point in time, the players can just rush up through that staircases towards him, and he will have absolutely no way of defending himself otherwise if he doesn't have that shotgun in hand.
Great start at the offense from Indonesia. Potato already cooking up a nade here. Marnet is just really anticipating the attack from Indonesia, but it's a good thing that they were able to pick up, say, Cloud, so they do have a chance to go up against Indonesia with a full squad. Now, Razak obviously needs to heal up. He's been the one getting all the tags here coming from Myanmar, but I believe he was the one who put, say, Cloud on his knees at the moment, for a moment there. But right now, Indonesia going for the push. Razak again with the charge was able to inflict damage up against, say, Cloud once more. Was that Smile? I think it was Smile. But hey, there's this great distance still between these two teams, and Indonesia is kind of just really taking their pace.
They are taking their pace right now, but that early fragment, that early fight that occurred, it did not shift it towards that full-fledged fight that we usually do talk about, that, okay, it was a chain reaction, the fight is going to begin from this point. No, it did not. The players are still safe, sound, and you can see they're so calm and composed after getting those revivals done, but I still see one player from Indonesia at the very northern corner. Zeta is going to be that crucial key factor that can come from the back lines and can shoot at least one player. Even if he gets one down, that's going to be absolutely enough for the rest of the team to follow, aggress, get those elimination back and forth against the rest of the Myanmar. But I do believe so. Murnet has a slight idea that there is someone into the back line as well, and that's why he is looking into the back. Romeo is also looking at the back lines towards the northern angle, so the short lines, he knows that they know that it's definitely not safe whatsoever, and the player will definitely be surrounding that area.
I mean, this is not part of the zone, so there's a need for them to settle the score now. And Indonesia will not be waiting anymore. They've already gone through inside the house, hunting down Marnet from Myanmar. So let's see what kind of action we're going to receive from Marnet. The rest of the team is a little bit far away. but they could easily provide a backup over here. But Indonesia style, I think they're going for a pitcher since one of them is going off angle.
Mm-hmm. Ah, my God. At this point, we're seeing the Nova Pnoy being contested for a long bit of time. Like, it's been 5 minutes, right? A solid 5 minutes, and not a single party. Both of them, like, they initiated the fight, but on the execution side, both of the parties lacked the courage to actually push and aggress upon on the team. But finally, Indonesia, they're gonna muster up the courage. They're finally gonna push up. There we have it. Murnet with the shotgun's gonna take 2 down, but instantly now, finally, he's gonna be down as well as the player that's knocked out. So it's Potato's turn to go forward, get that rescue done. But in the meanwhile, that's the first elimination that they're going to have. Potato going on the rooftop for that rescue first and foremost. Whereas I want to see where Zeta and what Zeta is going to do. But there is also one player that got absolutely decimated. So both parties, they're going to lose 1-1 players. Wind, Potato, Razak together on the rooftop. We have 3 players of the team YG side. Myanmar, come on. The situation is not good as second player, third player gets absolutely decimated. It's only up to Romeo and 1897. I don't think that's going to connect. The phrase comes in and S12K marks the end of the player. Myanmar beautifully done, beautifully executed the initialization, but the execution wise they lagged behind, and Indonesia absolutely secured all those eliminations with just the minimal casualty of 1 player.
So we don't exactly know what kind of strat we're going to see from Myanmar in the next Erangel. I mean, it's not looking too good since, you know, this is the second game they had an early elimination without so much points in the bag here. So something obviously needs to change. So perhaps they could find another drop spot, or they have to make sure that if they're going to go for a drop clash, they should be winning that one against Indonesia if they're going to go for Novo once again. But that would, again, give a chance to both Nepal and Malaysia to keep their spots, and maybe even, you know, for Nepal to even climb up some more.
I mean, right now, it's the consistency that they want. It's the back and forth fight that they really, really need. Whether they get those elimination or not, even if they're going to lose one of their players, securing the 4 elimination is the way to go right now. But the circle, ladies and gentlemen, it's closing on. In a short while, we will have the first circle completely closed up. But I see bridge being contested by the team Pakistan at this point in time. Bangladesh, they will have to cross that bridge because right now they're in the safe zone. But the next safe zone, it's not going to be on that military base island. So you definitely will have to move from this point onward toward the front lines, toward the main island side. And that's where the cookie is going to crumble for you, maybe. But on the side of Malaysia, we're seeing them close to the proximity of the team Pakistan as well. And the fight can definitely occur into this particular region. But first of all, let's talk about the circle, as the circle shifted hard towards the western region. Quarry, ladies and gentlemen, and all the outskirts of Quarry, the complete open areas, they're in the circle.
Oh, this is gonna be messy. Oh, this is gonna be messy. I mean, the circle, the focal point is Quarry area, and you know how many layers there are in Quarry, which makes it very difficult to really have an engagement there. Being at the high ground is should be a priority. So I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen next, because we still have to deal with those teams that will cross, you know, from the military base to, I mean, back to the main peninsula, and those teams that will be coming from the east, traveling to west. So I mean, we just have to expect a lot of gunfights, you know, definitely will happen before we even get into stage 3 over here.
Oh, yeah. The gunfights will definitely occur before even the stage 3 is going to begin, or it's going to actually been made. But so far, Japan is on our screen, and there you can see Rento is absolutely looking at one of the player, but we could only see the map, the flag of the guy, not the actual player name. So it's still like a mystery of who that mysterious player is that has been spotted by the side. But Pakistan holding that bridge down. Oh my god, just look at that. I'm seeing Falak on top of this bridge, and oh my god, anyone that's even gonna try to cross it over, oh, This guy is ready. This guy is ready for that action. But Nepal, ladies and gentlemen, once again, 0 elimination so far, and right now has been chased down to the hashtag at number 462 total points. This match is going to be really crucial for them to like secure those crucial points for themselves and move forward. But here we go, Bangladesh. After like they realized that okay, this bridge might be contested, might be right now being held up by a team, they have decided to go towards the eastern corner, and that bridge where that one is not going to be contested, they're going to switch and rotate from that. Vietnam is also shooting at the players, getting some casualties down. Brunei. Situation is not looking good for you guys, as a one player's down. He's absolutely getting that rescue, but how long will it take for the Vietnam to actually push towards that angle?
And also for Team Pakistan, you know, there's a reason why they haven't left that very spot, because they do have the opportunity to go up against Malaysia and even Bangladesh. You know, Bangladesh is just about to cross, you know, from the military base back to the main island. And as we speak, you know, it's already happening. Team Pakistan right now engaging with Bangladesh down south, but we're not going to take our eyes away from what's happening with Brunei. As of the moment, they've already lost Valentine in the process, and now they're going up against Vietnam and even Hong Kong, China. So this is going to be a three-way battle happen. But coming off the kill feed, it's two players now from Bangladesh that's been getting a lot of damage from Pakistan. One of them already out of the game here. That's 1 point in the bag for Team Pakistan, and we'll just have to wait for some more exciting that's happening between those two teams. But again, we're going back to Vietnam as they charge up against Hong Kong, China. A lot of smokes being popped of the moment coming from the side of Hong Kong, China. Let's see what Vietnam is going to do in this situation.
The fights are finally occurring, ladies and gentlemen. The fights are finally happening at this point in time in this contestation of the circle and the radius, where everybody is going to be focusing on securing those compounds, those safe zone areas for themselves. We're seeing Hong Kong, China initiating the fight. They're getting some initial players down, but finally they're also going to receive some of the damage. The grenades are going. That's the second one down to the Hong Kong, China. No way. They were absolutely decimating this fight, but suddenly one wrong move, and that's two down. Natal elimination comes into the way on one of the player of the Hong Kong, China, and they're right now down to the very last guy, I do believe so, in this complete area, as the rest of the players, they're gonna be like in a different path, different angles, so you do have to like really think of what you need to do and what kind of a strategy you need to like play up right now, whether you want to like go for the aggressive or not. But Malaysia so far on our screen, ladies and gentlemen, this is also another one of the team that is absolutely doing crazy. Thailand getting knocked out. That's a knockdown coming up. But the casualties on the cover crafts, on the hovercrafts, making its way. The spray's coming. Finally, Rayan is over here, but the player is in that hovercraft. He's making sure that the player goes on the reload, and as soon as the reload is going to occur, maybe he will get out of the car, but nope, that's not going to be the case. He's going to absolutely take that hovercraft, use it as a cover, and just leave this premises unscathed.
Kalix's been very busy. So 3 points in the bag now for him, and Malaysia still doing great. In the meantime, we're looking at Nepal. Domain is currently knocked down on the ground here, but it's a good thing they were able to set up a lot of smokes here to conceal their location, to give time for them to reset and recuperate and heal each other up. And Domain definitely will be saved, you know, at this point. But we're looking at Japan, and they're not leaving this compound. So if you want a piece of action, if you want a piece of this compound, you just have to try to get it from them. But coming off the kill feed again, it's Team Pakistan having some conflict, I guess, with Bangladesh. The fight is not over just yet, but it's a switch, you know, back and forth between these two teams, because it is happening simultaneously. Map feed, ladies and gents, we got right down there in the middle, boys of Hong Kong, China, and a lot of cleanup is definitely going to happen, you know, over to the east side here. Nepal, Japan, Indonesia, and even Timor-leste. And now the circuit had already shifted. Definitely there will be a lot of gunfights, you know, happening from the outskirts. And the kill feed, it is already lighting up. Pakistan, Malaysia having a go at it. 1 down. 4 points in the bag here. We got Yamil, of course, making a move, and no key. I think that was it. Team Pakistan just got eliminated by, again, Malaysia.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with this team. They're going for the aggression, but the aggression is not working out for these guys whatsoever. They go for early fights, it doesn't work. They go for a late fight, that doesn't work. They hold the space, not even a single team goes out from that area, so they are just stranded over there. But now Pakistan on the hashtag number 9, they just got eliminated from this match as well. But we were talking about the fact that Japan is in the compounds, they're not moving too much, and it's not the matter of fact if you want those eliminations or not. It's the fact that you need to get those eliminations at this point in time. But here we go. The grenades are coming. Chinese Taipei. Come on. Come on. Are we going to have some elimination numbers over here or not? The answer is yes. That's Chinese Taipei. They're absolutely going crazy with those sprays on the retaliation side. A while ago, they were losing their player. But now, suddenly, they're right now going head-to-head against the player, Taipei. Fusker, ready with that grenade. He's going to throw it up on the face of the players. He's going to take down one of his own player, but at the same time, that's a casualty done. That's a confirmation coming around. And Chinese Taipei securing those elimination at the very least by taking their own player down with them.
It was, I guess, a necessary sacrifice. I mean, didn't really have that much of a choice. He already cooked the nade, and someone got inside the house, and I guess he just threw it. But anyway, getting back into the action over here, we got Malaysia getting beaten down. For this moment, Hong Kong, China, I guess, is the team that they're having an altercation with. But we're looking at Brunei over here, and they're surrounded by a lot of teams. But from the kill feed, it's still Malaysia versus Thailand, and Thailand was the first to go.
They certainly are. They definitely are over here. But, ladies and gentlemen, with 15 teams joining up into the match, now we're down to top 11. At this point in time, somebody was trying to secure that airdrop for themselves, but absolutely got decimated there. You cannot touch that airdrop whatsoever now, boy. But going forward, we are going to see some more casualties. So Paytar is the guy, in fact. I couldn't read the name before, but Paytar is the guy that was going for that airdrop, and he's not going to receive that. The airdrop is not going to grace him with that unique loot, with that premium loot. But Japan, once again, ladies and gentlemen, on our screen right now, we're seeing them take that initial, take that fight. Come on, there's also Nepal in the midst of all of this action that is going forward. But finally, Hayato coming in, taking down one player, instantly obliterating him. He's not giving him enough time to get into the safe side or get rescued. That's a knock and a confirmation straight up there. Japan has their priorities set at this point in time. They want to secure that top 5, top 3, and they will do absolutely everything necessary, whether it's holding, whether it's going completely haywire with those knock and the confirmation within that second.
Great response from Japan, shutting down domain just like that, which puts, of course, Nepal down to 3 players. But then again, they do have the momentum going for them. They now have a total of 5 points in their pockets, and now they don't want to go for that, any rush decisions or be reckless at this point. I mean, they're so close to maybe gathering as much points as they can to improve their status, but they know they will have to deal with Japan. But to rush at them, I don't think it would be the wisest of choice. So might as well make sure that you guys know exactly how you're going to handle the business here. We're looking at 10 teams remaining. Malaysia still at the top with 9 points in the bag here. Again, another chance for them to score a chicken dinner and maintain their lead. So let's see which team here is going to put a stop on them.
I mean, at this point, you just have to go, on the aggressive side. That's the only way to go at this point in time. But finally, the player's pushing on. What is going on, Sri Lanka? No. You came straight to the den of those dragons on your face, and you can see what Sri Lanka is right now facing. They're coming in close, but they're absolutely getting some shots from the back line. The sprays are coming. The one Molotov is going to be enough in that shack to eliminate the full almost team of their sides, of their names. But finally, after securing the player, that was close.
Wow.
Cluck is also going to be taken down. It's a knock confirmation. Omega, beautifully done, man. Beautifully done. But that's the first elimination that you're going to have. And only 3 players are remaining. The second player comes into the play from Malaysia's side. Rayan is over here, but absolutely is going to be taken care of from third-party back angle. And that is over for the team Malaysia at this point in time. Grenades are still coming. There is Hong Kong, China in this particular location that is trying their level best with those throwables, with those utilities to get those casualties upon the players, but they're not able to get those casualties right now. They're not able to secure those casualties at this point in time. You are doing your level best. Yes, I know that, but those utilities that you're throwing, you're just wasting it at this point in time. You need to get close to the player up until the point where you can actually utilize that grenade completely straight up onto the face, like in Nepal did on Japan at this point in time. Got a knockdown. That's a Hayato's elimination coming up, but finally retaliation from Sri Lanka is also happening. Hong Kong, China is forced to retreat into the back lines.
8 teams remaining here for stage 5, ladies and gents. Hong Kong, China again, and doing extremely great. And right now, they're unleashing havoc up against, of course, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka running out of space here. Hong Kong, China applying a lot of pressure. Obviously, they're going for the pinch here. Let's see if they can rack up some more points out of this clash. But I just know for a fact that there are other teams here just lurking, monitoring the situation. But let's see if Hong Kong, China can close this one with them being at the top. But in the meantime, Nepal, 6 points here. Also, still not done with their fight up against Japan. But let's see. Claw has been super aggressive, since day number 1 here. And Nepal's been doing great. Not just, like a good game in Sanhok. So I just know that, they would do something great here for Erangel just to stay ahead in the competition.
They will, but here we go. Nepal finally pushing up on Rinto, and that is all over for the player. That is all absolutely done. But now, Nepal facing some sprays onto their car. There is a possibility that they might not survive, that they might not be able to get those more elimination numbers for themselves. So far, Nepal has been doing great. 7 elimination is an amazing number. 6 elimination for the Hong Kong, China as well, with 4 men standing. It's a very, very big boy number for these guys as well at this point in time. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing is the circle taking another shift. This time around, it's going to go to the centralized position of the previous circle. Centralized location, giving enough, I'd say, viable options to the teams to secure their placements. But, I see some great sprays from Sri Lanka, getting some damages, getting some knockdowns on Hong Kong, China right now. But are they going to be able to get those casualties connected on the players, those confirmations? Because those confirmations are what really, really needed at this point in time.
Nepal is scouting the area, just checking where the next location would be. I mean, they do have the option to challenge up the boys of Indonesia down south. But then again, I feel like they just have to move forward here. Claw back on the screen here with a major spray up against Hong Kong, China this time. And I think, I was able to bag that point. We're looking at 7 points now for Nepal. Now, there is a need for Nepal to stick to their consistency and stick to their pace here. But what a shot coming from Monkey after them playing Ring Around the Rosie here, was able to come up on top and score that point, which brings us down to our final 5 teams remaining here with Hong Kong, China still included in the mix.
Top 5, ladies and gentlemen. It is the top 5 right now, and this top 5 is looking really, really, really good. Nepal ready to take that action once again. You can see how close they are to their proximity, to their opponent's proximity. One wrong move from either side, whether the opponent team or even their own self, is going to be enough to put them in a very pressurized point. In the front lines, you're seeing Indonesia ready to take that action. Hong Kong, China on the back line, they're also spraying down upon these players. The third parties that will definitely occur. Pressure's low on that HP. I don't think there's a chance that pressure is going to survive, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Pressure being knocked out. The sprays, grenades coming on the side from the Nepal all the way to the Indonesia, but no connectivity. No connectivities is happening. The connectivities are coming, but not enough for the knockouts to occur. The knockouts are not coming, but finally, that grenade from Indonesia is going to take down another one of the players. So it's Claw in this area. A solo surviving in this fight, and he's going to be taken down. And with this, it's all over. Indonesia securing those eliminations, those 3 eliminations for their side. Nepal out of the game.
Oof. Oh man, that we did not expect to happen, but it's okay. If before they exited the game. They were able to score a lot. So again, they just have to focus on being consistent and getting those elimination points. But let's see who's going to be bagging the first chicken dinner here in Erangel. And again, coming up from the kill feed, it's Monkey putting down a Star Boy. But I'm still waiting for the confirmation to come through if he's already out of the game. But Indonesia still, staying down south, waiting for every opportunity here to score some points. And I guess they're expressing all their intentions to really go for the chicken dinner this time. So better stay away.
Better definitely stay away from this area because they will definitely not gonna stop at anything. But oh my god, for a second I thought there was going to be a car elimination upon on the player, but nope, it did not occur. It did not happen. The player finally realized that, okay, there is a player into that proximity. I couldn't get him with the car, so be very careful of that particular angle because a spray can come from that angle. Max LV, he is spraying into the smokes, trying to make sure some connectivities that may occur, but you're losing some heavy arsenal over there. You're losing a lot of bullets. Situation might not be good for you if you keep doing this. If you keep going like this with the sprays and everything, you're just gonna lose out all the ammunitions on your gun.
Wow.
But on the other side, Hong Kong, China, 10 elimination, 3-man standing. This team is absolutely going crazy. I have to give it to Indonesia as well, as Indonesia is surviving beautifully in this angle. You're seeing them finally take the fight with the players, but the moment I say that they're surviving, they're like, yeah, we're done, we're going back.
Wow. I mean, Hong Kong China was absolutely doing great, from the previous round. And I feel like they got robbed because they got robbed of the chicken dinner just because they were doing great. And right now, they're not going to let the same thing happen in Erangel with a massive score of elimination points. They were also was able to bag that chicken dinner. So we're looking at 20 plus points from Hong Kong, China. And I gotta admit, this is probably one of those surprises that I've been looking for maybe in this competition. Hong Kong, China is stepping up.
They are stepping up, finally. I mean, this is the time to step up at this point in time. If you're not stepping up from this angle, from this point in time, I don't think you're going to be able to qualify into the top 3. So Hong Kong, China, they have their eyes set up into the top 3 placement, right? And because of this, not only they went very aggressive this match, but also 10, maybe even 12, even 13 elimination of the winner chicken dinner. That's exactly the number that they're gonna have. 13 elimination with a winner chicken dinner. 23 points, ladies and gentlemen. Hong Kong, China is going to secure for themselves into the match number 2, the match number next. But now from this point onward, there's only 2 more Erangels and 2 more Miramars. You don't have enough maps to be played. And before this match, before the winner chicken dinner of this match, Hong Kong, China, they were doing good. They were kind of okayish on the hashtag number 5, but this match is going to give them such a big of a boost into their overall ranking that they might just get into that top 3, even top 2.
And that's how you play. It's still a make or break situation for most, if not all of the teams here. And I love what I'm seeing, from Hong Kong, China. Everyone loves a good, like dark horse story. Since we do have a lot of big names here coming into this tournament, I feel like, most of the expectations are really towards them. But Hong Kong, China right now showing what they can do and what kind of energy they can bring into the table here. This is definitely one of those things that we kind of did not really expect to happen, but it's a great thing that is happening. And look at that. Throwables used in this match is 221, from 80 to 221. So that is a massive jump right there. But as for the airdrops that got looted, only 1. And as for the total headshots, those players that are very good with popping the heads, it's only 7.
Only 7 headshots occurred, but 387 meter with 221 throwables used. Now, this is what I call an Erangel. This is what I call a match going up. Finally, we're seeing the teams come back into their tip-top shape with those throwables and the utilities going up heavy into the side of those elimination numbers as well. It's amazing. It's amazing. But going on to the head-to-head, it is Hong Kong, China versus the team Malaysia. 13 elimination to the ratio of 10 elimination comparison. We have 1840 damage comparison to the 1345 damage. 9 assists with 6 assists and 9 knockouts versus 11 knockouts. Knockout-wise, Team Malaysia, they have successfully taken off from the side of Hong Kong. That's only 1 point that they're going to have above the team Hong Kong, China at this point in time. Aside from that, every other department, every other like scenario, whether it's the damage, whether it's the elimination, Hong Kong, China has got the upper hand against Team Malaysia.
Yeah, for this time. And I don't know what's going on with Myanmar, but that is already 2 games down with them having an early elimination point. But it's a good thing because, again, in one of those matches, Malaysia was able to take the top spot, since that early elimination from Myanmar. That paved the way, for Malaysia to get to the throne. But we're looking at a new contender over here. Hong Kong, China expressing their interest, of course, to let everyone know about their presence. And with this massive win in Erangel, they're banging on their chest right now like Donkey Kong and just showing everyone what they're capable of.
Oh yeah, that they sure are. That they sure are. They definitely will be boasting right now that do not get on our bad side, because we are here to get those elimination numbers. We are here for that top 3 placement. But yes, head to head with that being done, I think I do want to see like what kind of a points the rest of the teams got. We already got like one confirmation that in this match, Malaysia managed to secure those 10 elimination numbers, right? Meaning they will have more than 10 points at the very least into the match ranking as well. But what about the other teams? What about the rest of the teams? I want to see at the end of the day, like end of this match, how many more teams actually manage to secure their double digits points into their total point structure. How many of them had double digits? How many of them are struggling right now? How many of those teams are there with just 1, 2, maximum 3 points or even 0 points into this match ranking? But overall, the situation is going to change so much, and the situation is definitely going to change so much. Hong Kong, I can't wait to see the overall ranking, to see what the changing is, how much of a difference is there between the number 1 and the number 2 right now, because 23 points. I think this team right now is easily on the hashtag number 2 spot. There is a slight bit changes on all of the situation that, okay, they might not be that close to the number 1. Maybe 5 points, 7 points, but they're also going to be super close into the proximity of those 3rd placement, 4th placement, like only 1 or 2 points may be a difference. But here we go, 23 points, then 15 for Indonesia, 10 elimination to this name as well. Beautifully done, I have to say. Beautifully done by Indonesia. 10 elimination, 5 placement points. Also Malaysia getting eliminated without even a single placement point. They still managed to secure those 10 elimination numbers as well.
Yep, and with his stats, there's definitely a gap between the first and the second place. Again, that's Malaysia and Myanmar. There is a gap, but I don't think it's significant just yet. And Myanmar can still turn the tides, if they still want to gun for being at the top spot here. But again, it wasn't really a great performance, for Myanmar for the first 2 games. And as for Bangladesh, they started off really, really strong. And again, I'm happy, and I'm actually glad at, like what kind of performance I'm seeing from Bangladesh here. But after this first match, we can only see just 2 points, for Bangladesh. No placement points whatsoever. So this is going to be crucial for them the moment that we step into the second Erangel this evening. Again, if something did not work out, during the first Erangel, then this is the best chance, for all of the teams that did really perform well in the first one to do something great here, or to come back, or to maybe do a comeback here for the second Erangel. And as for the overall standings, ladies and gents, Malaysia already with 97 points. And again, it's not really that significant just yet. But when it comes to the second and the third place, and we did talk about this one, Hong Kong, China being the dark horse now at second place with 83. Myanmar again dropped another placement,
Ouch.
looking at 74 points, close to Nepal. And just like what we said, we're definitely going to see a lot of reshuffle happen from top 1 to top 5.
I mean, talking about Myanmar, they were on the number 1 at the start of today's action, but within the 2 matches, first match, they lost their number 1. Second match, they're even going to lose their second spot and go straight to the number 3rd. And no. This is, something is wrong. Something is wrong today with the Myanmar. They have to step up their game once again. They have to step up a notch if they want to, secure and retain their number 1 spot back into the action. But Bangladesh, they're also going to lose another one of their placement. Number 4 stays still to the Nepal side. We are seeing Thailand, Pakistan also losing their placements into the number 10 to the number 10, 9. We have Brunei securing 1 placement, 38 points, and on the hashtag number 8 now, but the second chart is going to stay the same as well, like we left it. Bhutan, Chinese Taipei, Sri Lanka, Timor-leste, Laos, all the way from 12 to number 16, respectively. 21, 12, then 9 and 4 points. Finally, at the very least, Chinese Taipei has broken that momentum of that single-digit points. They are finally onto the double-digit points at this location with only 12 points to spare. They have to do something great, because this third match is going to mark the halfway of the day number 2 as well.
Yeah, and you know what? I just want to put it out there that we just also have to give it to the boys of Nepal. Despite the
Yes.
situation, they are still doing great. They're still performing here and giving the fans what they like. So again, I just want to say that, to Nepal, my heart is with you. Hopefully, everything goes out okay at the end of the day.
Agreed. That I totally agree. But ladies and gentlemen, match number 2 has came to a conclusion, meaning we will be moving on to our second match. In fact, second Erangel match in a short while. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go to a very short break. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
we're super excited. We've been talking off cam and we're talking about, like which team we think is really going to dominate the qualifiers, the Asia and Oceania qualifiers. So welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Iesf World Esports Championship. Torix will be taking a break, so it's going to be Sir Cloud and Red Queen at the caster's desk. How are you, Sir Cloud?
I gotta fix the alignment here, right? It's giving me the there you go. Feels more aligned, At least it's something that I can fix with my head, since I don't have that amount of hair. But yeah, I'm super excited because last we checked the overall scores. It's super duper tight for at least a third place spot.
But not this time. And we don't even know what's going on with Myanmar. I mean, they started off really, really strong during day number 1, but we are not seeing that same Myanmar, for day number 2. And this is the day where it matters most. They need to step up because Malaysia is already on the way to dominate the throne. But it's okay. I mean, like we're talking about 3 teams securing a slot in the grand finals. So far, they have been pushed to the 3rd spot. But a lot of things can still happen since we're talking about 4 more games tonight, Sir Cloud.
Oh yeah, last 4 games to determine who will be in the top 3 for Group B, right? And the competition is really tight. Arguably, it's even tighter than Group A, I must say. And looking at the rise of some of the other teams as well, like we just saw Indonesia did fairly well too. So they're starting to catch up. And with 4 more games to go, there is a chance that even like the middle pack team like Indonesia can be in the top 3.
Oh, that is for sure, Sir Cloud. That's why I know, it's going to be epic here. And the dark horse, Hong Kong, China. I mean, did you expect Hong Kong, China to come up on top here? I mean, we just got to be honest, ladies and gents. I mean, Hong Kong, China, I'm going to dub the dark horse.
I mean, no disrespect, but, if we put like the other teams, like we line them up, like Hong Kong, China is definitely a surprise here. And so far they are on the way. But they must remain consistent for the remaining 4 games. So it's going to be a big challenge because right now we can also say that teams that are up there have target on their back.
Oh yeah, especially Myanmar. Again, it's been 2 games and Myanmar, they really hadn't gotten their momentum just yet.
দেশের বাজারে কিন্তু রিলিজ হয়ে গেল ভিভোর V60 স্মার্টফোনটা।
এই ফোনটা হাতে থাকলে নাকি বিয়েতে প্রফেশনাল ফটোগ্রাফারের দরকার হয় না।
নরমালি যদি এই যে ফটো মোডে যান, নরমালি ফটোতে, তারপরে জাস্ট নিচ দিক থেকে দেখবেন যে এটা সোয়াইপ করার একটা অপশন রয়েছে। আপনি সোয়াইপ করে দিলে এইরকম একটা ফ্রেম আসবে আপনার সামনে। আপনি এখান থেকে বেশ কিছু ফ্রেম সেট করতে পারেন, লাইক ওয়েডিং ফ্রেম রয়েছে, সেখানে গিয়েও আপনারা ওয়েডিং ফটোগ্রাফি করতে পারবেন। এখানে বেস্ট আউটপুট পাবেন 85 এবং 100 mm এর ক্ষেত্রে।
এই ফোনটার সবচাইতে যে বিষয়টা আমার ভালো লেগেছে সেটা হলো এই ফোনটার ডিসপ্লে। বেশ ডিটেলস প্রোভাইড করে এমন একটা ডিসপ্লে, কোয়ালিটি সম্পন্ন ডিসপ্লে, শক্তিশালী ডিসপ্লে, বিকজ এটাতে স্কটের প্রোটেকশন রয়েছে। ফোনটাতে 6500 mAh বিশাল ব্যাটারি রয়েছে এবং চার্জ ব্যাকআপ অনেক ভালো, ব্যাটারি ড্রেনিং ইস্যুস আমরা পাইনি।
একটা এই ভেরিয়েন্ট বাংলাদেশে পাওয়া যাবে 12 GB র্যামের সঙ্গে 256 GB ইন্টারনাল স্টোরেজ, যার দাম হচ্ছে 65,000 টাকা।
As we head on to our Erangel match.
They got to do the aura farming.
Oh, wow.
The aura farming before they get into the match here. No, just kidding, guys. But hey, I mean, they got to shake it off. I mean, you got to enter the game with a clear head. I mean, if you've had a streak of bad games, then you have you have to do a reset, with the rest of the team here and just make sure that you are completely prepared for what's about to come in the next match. Now, this is a good flight path that we're seeing on the screen here, Sir Cloud. I mean, it's southbound. We got plenty of space left or right here, up and down. So I do wonder if we're going to see 3 teams again drop around military base. I mean, a while ago it was Myanmar again dropping in Novoripno. If I remember it correctly, they went up against was it Thailand? They went up against, another team here in Novo. But as for the military base, it was overtaken by Bangladesh. But I'm not quite sure if this is going to be the same drop spots, for everyone. I think there's going to be an alteration.
And when we cast it together, it's always made to the base circle. So I wonder if we will see that one again. It will be great because nobody dropped in made to the base.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
you know what? I'm out of
Salty
here.
tongue, salty tongue.
Well, there's still a chance they could still go to Milta, but you know what? We'll leave that conversation for later because right now, Sri Lanka, they have to fight for their lives against Vietnam.
Oh man. You got salty tongue, Sir Cloud. But anyway,
Mm.
let's see what's gonna happen. Dila 31 over here just right behind this concrete wall, and he caught him off guard. Was able to score a point, but aggression was there to follow through and save his teammate. And now Dila 31 is in big trouble as he is now facing the flow. What is the rest of Sri Lanka going to do in this situation?
Ooh, looks like Sri Lanka, they'll be playing with only 2 players. Surely they'll not be able to save Dilla. Well, unless if they can get a clutcher against the 2 players of Vietnam. Right now they're trying, but a little bit too late. Dilla has been eliminated. They didn't have enough time to save him. And now 3 players from Sri Lanka against the 3 players from Vietnam. Just in about. Let's see who will get the next knock.
All right, Fabs is in the front line trying to take care of business over here. Max is picking up a nade, but very low in HP over here. But if he could get this done, potentially he could shut down at least 2. But Fabs is inside this building, this small building over here, and Omega couldn't seem to find a good angle, to try and take down any player from Vietnam. But we can see a micro Uzi being used here by Boiti. We got a back and forth situation, between these 2 teams. But I think both of the teams already suffered some losses here, Sir Cloud.
Oh yeah, 1 casualty each. But another fight's happening elsewhere, including Team Hong Kong, China. Hopefully we get a visual on that later on, but we're going to focus onto this fight. And since this is in Severny, it's actually one of the furthest spots from the current circle. So if they don't decide on what's going to happen soon, then it's going to be disaster. But then again, Nen decided to rush in and he got tapped on the way.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Sri Lanka, 2 boys out, so they're down to their duo over here. Vietnam, again, with a major charge, was able to secure another point here. I mean, this is not going to do both the teams here good since they've risked, losing some members, and we are just at stage 1 here. Even if they survive, handling business with only 2 members could be difficult to handle.
Yeah, considering the position of Destro especially. Speaking about his position, now that him on the rooftop, big damage, down onto the ground. But he's the last player for Sri Lanka. His position compromised. They know exactly where he is. Destro fights back though, but the jump shot from Tuan takes him out. And Sri Lanka becomes the first team to be eliminated.
Destro. I'm trying to think where I heard the name Destro. Destro, if I'm not mistaken, is G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
right.
I got it right. Okay.
You're right. I wonder if
G.I. Joe.
the kids nowadays knows what the G.I. Joe is.
I hope so.
Because it's been a while.
Let's not ask them anymore.
Oh, man.
Let's not ask them anymore. Okay, G.I. Joe. But if you want to know about it, search for it on Google. But anyway, getting back into the action again, ladies and gents, nothing has changed for the side of Team Pakistan. They are still doing a bridge camp over to the west side. And I'm just trying to check if there will be a team here that would contest them, for now. But I don't see any just yet. But Bangladesh starts to do a massive spray up against Timor-leste, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not even sure if they're going to take the bait here. But Champagne and the rest of the team, they stopped. So perhaps they're going to take on the fight.
Yeah, and Curse still looking for his next target though. But they're over on the other side. So he doesn't have a good clear shot. But it's other teammates now gathering together. Looks like it's going to be a head-on fight with Timor-leste. And Timor-leste, they have to win this fight before they can even move forward.
Oh, yeah. But here we go. Hitman's jumping up and down, looking for Champagne. I'm not even sure if Bangladesh knows exactly if there's someone very close to them. And if they don't get a whiff of that one, they can actually catch them off guard, and maybe Champagne could score a point here. He's still on prone. Trigger discipline is an all-time high here. He did not go for a charge. So Bangladesh, I think they're trying to come up with a plan here how to crash this compound.
Yeah, so it looks like Bangladesh, it'll take some time before they actually make the big moves. But looking at the circle right now, some teams already made the big move to get into the military base island. Though there is a chance that it will still go to the Milta side, but at least 4 teams already committed to the military base island, which is fine. I mean, it's easier going back up rather than up going down. But coming back onto the fight, looks like a Bangladesh is winning it against Timor-leste.
Yeah, and Champagne was able to take Cursed. Okay, so I mean, both of the teams has a chance to reset, considering the distance that they have between one another. But Bangladesh, I think they do have the slight advantage since they are holding onto a compound over here. And as for Timor-Leste, I mean, it's an open field, and just like that, we got 9 over here, capitalizing on the information, and was able to bag 1 point, I guess, from that exchange, or not, maybe just a takedown, because I can see, Timor-Leste actually picking up their teammate here.
Well, as for the teams inside military base, like Malaysia, they're going to be A-okay. In fact, they take the highest peak inside military base just outside of Novo. So this is one of the key spots. But coming back to Bangladesh and Timor-Leste, Blues on top of them, putting pressure. Wonder what will be their next move. Will they build this one, or will they just take this fight head on? And it somewhat does seem like Bangladesh might want to take this fight still.
I mean, they're probably interested in getting some more elimination points, but Japan with a road rage. Okay, they're going up against Chinese Taipei this time. Kenji, though, currently knocked down on the ground. Hayata was able to score a point here. Emperor been getting damage as well, and just like that, Team Chinese Taipei got the boot up Erangel.
And he got the spray by 90 degree, almost got his target. It's going to be Champagne on the other side, very low on health, but 90 degree, somehow he managed to blow up the vehicle. Champagne down on his knees within the blue. It's definitely not good news, but both sides still not letting go of each other. We're already at stage 2.
Oh, yeah. That's how tight the competition is, ladies and gents. Okay, Timor-Leste, they do have their sights onto the boys of Bangladesh, but that was a great spot right there, taking down 55k, and Timor-Leste has been getting a lot of damage left and right, front and center. Bangladesh wins the fight easy as that.
And Timor-Leste, again, one of the earlier teams to be eliminated. Unfortunately, they'll be rooted at number 15 for now. Well, nowhere else to look but forward. On to the next round, I guess. As for Nepal, they're trying to stop Thailand from moving up north. Did the circle just shift up north? That's why Thailand went towards military base, or went towards Milta? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it did.
It did. Oh, but we got again 20% water over here. That's definitely gonna turn red. But in the meantime, Nepal. Okay, this is I can say a good spot. I mean, he could potentially do a lot of let's say not gatekeeping per se, but since this is quite a choke point for Nepal, I feel like there will be teams that will definitely be within their line of sight.
And here's Nepal. They're going to play the gatekeeping role still against Thailand. But the good news is that there's still a little bit of circle there, so Thailand can still hold their ground. It's still all right. But I wonder if any team will come from behind to try to take the spot where Nepal is. But last we checked this kind of circle, I don't think it's truly worth it to push it. So Nepal should still remain here for a while. Let's see what will happen here with Team Indonesia. Coming a little bit later from the left side to the inner side of the circle. I don't think they will be challenged. I don't see another team truly playing the gatekeeping role by the rim of the circle.
Exactly. Okay, it's a truce for now. Okay, Indonesia, they haven't scored any points just yet. Probably they're focusing on rotations. Or maybe they thought about, hey, maybe we could slow down for a while. There's really no pressure for us to be super aggressive for the second Erangel. But perhaps, the objective didn't change at all for Indonesia. They're still going to go for that chicken dinner. But we've got plenty of teams still with a complete squad, so it is going to be tough.
Oh, Myanmar, at least they're still in the game. Very different survivability as compared to the round before. Hopefully, they'll be able to survive even longer this time. Now circle time and still a lot of water in this circle. Okay, although it's not a military-based circle, but this kind of circle is still very challenging because of the amount of water. The playable land
Yeah.
is so little in this sort of circle.
It's ridiculous, and we love ridiculous. Oh, Pakistan now making some action up against Malaysia. We can see Noki just doing a massive spray, and it was able to put down Rayan. But let's see if Pakistan can actually follow through in this situation. Right now, Pakistan's making it difficult, for Malaysia to go for that pickup. And rightfully so, because they've already set the momentum over here. They have the advantage, and they're backing them in a corner here.
Here's the airdrop,
Ooh.
free to be taken by Team Hong Kong China. And they are around the area of farm. Don't seem to be any other team that's able to challenge them in their current position. So they should be okay for now, as long as they can gather information. Pakistan took out Smile. Oh man,
no.
Myanmar will lose one of their star players.
Oh no, again, Myanmar. Okay. Man, I can already feel the pressure, for the side of Myanmar. Again, this is the last day for the qualifiers, and they are at number 3. So it's not looking too good. I mean, if they experience another early elimination from this round, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Myanmar.
Yeah, and plus, right now, as of now, the live score, Myanmar is at number 4. So they've been booted out of the top 3. Bangladesh will take over their spot with the 4 eliminations that they have collected so far. And that was out of Timor-leste. Noki, eliminated by Kenji from Japan as they arrive around the high ground just by the rim of the circle. Now Pakistan, they have to relocate themselves. They cannot stay at the same spot.
Yeah, it's a vulnerable position. I mean, obviously, they are so eager to flush out Malaysia, from that warehouse. And that is an opportunity, for Japan to score a point. And they automatically grabbed for it. And now Pakistan needs to prepare themselves, because this is going to be a 3-way battle now, Sir Cloud. It's Pakistan, Japan, and Malaysia all together in one spot.
Ooh, everybody wants that sweet spot in the middle of the circle. And here comes Japan into the warehouse. Japan. At some point, they were the country that made famous the DBS gameplay. And now every other team is following the same meta. Well, let's see if Malaysia can respond to this. They'll be playing without Ryan, though. Fortunately, Ryan has been eliminated. So now it's between Shamil, Adiluk, and Kasim to try to defend the ground against Japan. But is Japan truly pushing it? Not really yet. I guess they want to find a advantage. But looks like they might, though. Kenji now at the forefront.
Oh, yeah. And he's been getting the information as well. He knows that Malaysia is stepping away from this flight. That's why they're eager to push here. But I don't exactly know what the game plan is going to be. But we do see Malaysia trying to do a massive counter up against Japan. But the aggression, coming from Japan is on another level here. 5 points now in the bag. And they're looking to eliminate Malaysia. Coming off the kill feed, however, again, Team Pakistan suffered a loss here. But from another team, I think that was Bhutan.
And Bhutan has been eliminated. Only managed to get one elimination point this time. And
Maybe
Japan,
Brunei.
they choose to push forward. Okay, they got Falang. And now Pakistan only has 2 players left. So Japan pocketing another point. They want to gain as many points as possible. They want to revive their hopes and dreams of being in the top 3.
Yeah. Man, I guess it was just an unfortunate situation for Pakistan. I mean, they're so focused on getting Malaysia, and they got caught in between, like Japan stepping into the mix here. And that gave another opportunity for other teams to shut them down, and another opportunity here for Japan to take a point. So I guess they will have to reposition themselves if they want to stay in the game. Stage 4, we're down to 11 teams remaining. We got, of course, Malaysia and Japan still going head-to-head here. But from the kill feed, it's Zeta succumbing to the Blue Reaper.
But who will feel the wrath of the Blue Reaper within this fight? Still, Japan and Malaysia not letting go of each other, with Pakistan on the northern side waiting to see what's going to happen next. And like what you said, Zeta down by the blue. Kenji from the side. Found Shamils.
Wow.
Knocking him down. The big boy is currently down. Now they look. The
Oh,
Terminator, can he actually pull this one off? A 1v2 fight here against Japan, but he's really low. He gets one on the left side. And one more behind him. He chases. He scores. Only one more to go for Ade Luke. Is he going to go for it? But he does have his teammate Kasim together with him.
Look, doing some business over here, dropping some bodies from the side of Japan here. He's doing his best to defend the team, and, well, he is delivering. Now, here comes Look again, cooking up that nade, charging up against Rito, and let's see if he's going to go for that aggression play. But right now, we're seeing him step away for a moment because, well, the blue zone is already there, and he's going to let that Blue Ripper do its job to push out Rinto from this. Is able to survive, and now we're looking at 3 points in the bag here. They could potentially shut down Malaysia, from this angle, since they know that a couple of players survive and they will have to leave that warehouse, and so they're just right there. They're gonna wait for them to step out, and they're gonna retaliate. Now, speaking of retaliation, we also got some boys, from Hong Kong, China getting picked off, but we're gonna look at them in just a while because we're looking at the map and how the teams are actually situated. Again, we don't really have that much playing land. Bangladesh is still outside. Same thing goes with Myanmar and Malaysia. But as for Vietnam, they're holding on to a compound over here, so probably they have the advantage of scoring some points.
Let's see who will get the advantage of scoring more points here. Maybe Hong Kong, China. But then again, aimbot is now down. It's only one player left for Hong Kong, China against Nepal. And he has to win this one to maintain that number 2 spot at least. Because the competition is really tight with Bangladesh scoring elimination points. But Nepal, they want to go for the 3rd place as well at least. So they will be glad to gain this elimination point out of Hong Kong, China.
And look at that. Rex stepping up, cooking up an aid here. Let the boy cook. It's an exchange of gifts. Okay, that was a good one, but not enough to put down a player. Here comes the second one. Killfit, however, Say Cloud just got shut down by Starboy this time of Brunei.
Oh, from the side. Myanmar totally didn't expect this one. Mernat eliminated by Starboy. And looks like the final player of Hong Kong, China just got eliminated by Nepal. Oh, man. The competition is really tight now. With the fact that Myanmar, they only have one player left. Nepal, they're bringing in the elimination points. Same goes for Bangladesh. Same goes for Vietnam as well. I mean, at this point, I still don't know who will be in the top 3.
Yeah. You and I both, Sir Cloud. But anyway, from the Cuban, it's Nepal and Thailand still going at it. Indonesia right now still trying to flush them out. There's a lot of battles happening from this area alone. And I don't know what Razak is actually doing, but they could easily, just throw a lot of nades onto Thailand to get those points, because, I mean, they're staying together in just one spot here. And one molly, one nade could rule them all. But Potato, with a massive aim there, eliminating the last player of Pakistan. So we now have 7 teams remaining.
And for Team Indonesia, only 2 players. And they are just right in front of Team Thailand. And Team Thailand by the rim of the circle. They should still have space to play with. So they're not really forced to move yet. But the moment they step out, they will meet with Team Indonesia. I kind of think that they know that Team Indonesia is there. But we'll check back on them later, because right now on the left side, Team Brunei Darussalam, still a full healthy squad on the left side of the circle, entering unchallenged, but that might change in about 20 seconds.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Oh, man, this is a great situation, I can say. But Brunei, this is a power position. If they can hold on to that compound, for long, if they can really set up a very good defense here, then they're gonna be safe. But as for Thailand and Indonesia, I mean, they need to
Whoa.
settle the score. And just look at that, they continue to be favored by the zone. Brunei has a chance to dominate.
Okay. It's a power position right now for Team Brunei. With the compound, middle of the circle. I mean, what else can you ask for, right? But now the bigger question will be, between Team Indonesia and Team Thailand, who is going to get out alive?
Dun, 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 dun. Cue in the suspense music. All right, so Thailand has been throwing some Molotov and nades as well up against Indonesia. I mean, it's hard to take down a player without actually seeing them, so I don't exactly know what's going on between these two teams. But I think Thailand is getting ready to reposition themselves as well. I mean, the blue zone is about to devour them, so there's a need for them to actually change spots here. But Vietnam, one of them is currently knocked down on the ground, and Nikki did not waste the opportunity, of course, to rain hellfire up against the opposition, but it did not connect.
Here comes the crash in here by Team Nepal onto Team Vietnam. Precious spraying from the other side with the DBS, and he will get this target. One down, but Tuan, he fights back though. Can they actually pull off a defense here? Boyti from the outer side. Now with the DBS on his own. Very clutch of a weapon, and he will pull off that big clutch against Team Nepal.
Wow, that was a great execution right there. Coming from Vietnam, the way that they got those points from Nepal, they sent them back to the lobby without hesitation at all, which brings us down to 4 teams remaining here, ladies and gents. And Hitman, living up to his name, he was able to take down Boydie with a nade.
Down to the top 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen, and Myanmar made it into the top 3. But they only have 1 active player, so I don't know about his chances of scoring the chicken dinner. It's definitely going to be between Team Bangladesh and Team Brunei Darussalam, unless a miracle can happen. And it's Romeo, the final player of Team Myanmar. By the edge of the circle, he still has this warehouse that he can hold for the stage. But in stage 7, likely he won't get the circle.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a circle this time. But there's really a big space still, for 3 teams here. So this is a Mexican standoff happening right now at stage 6 of the Erangel with 45 seconds on the clock before we move into the next zone. And, for Romeo, I feel like he's just really praying, to the Pubg gods that he doesn't get spotted at all. But we do see a player just trying to do a little bit of that tap and fire against that small shack. So I guess they kind of know that Romeo is inside. So let's just see who will be getting that point. Is it going to be Bangladesh or is it going to be Brunei?
Oh man, it's kind of 50-50. But Brunei earlier, they had the power position of that compound in the middle of the circle. But now they changed their strategy to open up the space instead. So they don't want to play it too passively inside the compound, which is fine, because there's also a chance that they will get the next phase of the circle. And if they do, they have the circle control. And now the pressure is onto Team Bangladesh and also Romeo, the final player of Team Myanmar. Just look at this circle. This circle is ridiculously good for Team Brunei.
I know, right? I mean, they are being favored right now. And all they need to do is just really be patient here, Sir Cloud. I mean, let their enemies come at them instead, because they don't really have to feel any pressure at all. I mean, they already have the chicken dinner in the bag here. So we'll just have to be, I guess, tune in, at what Bangladesh is going to do in this situation. They still have the numbers, though, so they could still turn the table.
Well, let's see, right? It will depend on what sort of advantage they can get. But right now, I don't know. I hardly can see that Team Brunei is going to drop the ball. But the one that's going to drop is going to be somebody from Team Bangladesh. Hitman, point stolen away by Romeo.
Oh, yeah. But just look at the situation here, Sir Cloud. I mean, Bangladesh losing some players, and now they're going head-to-head with Brunei. So we don't exactly know what kind of outcome, we'll be seeing out of these 2 teams. But that could be the chance. Okay, forget I said anything. I was trying to build to the plot here. Okay, Myanmar already out, so we're down to 2 teams remaining competing for that chicken dinner. It's Brunei versus Bangladesh.
And Team Brunei, they do have a full squad still against the 3 players of Team Bangladesh. And they have the numbers. 1 down. Oh, it's wrong. Traded back as well. Right now, it's going to be a 2v3 situation. Still within the compound. As Timo, he knows that somebody's right in front of him, cooking up this nade. But they are on the other side. His nade will not connect at all. Starboy, position compromise. But at least he still has the circle. Valentine goes down to the molly of 90 degree.
All right, here we go. Starboy knows that Curse is picking up his teammate here. I do wonder if Still has enough nades, to take them down. I don't think so. He's holding on to a micro Uzi over here, and I feel like he's going to get close. Curse with a number under his name. 7 points now for Bangladesh, and it seems to me like Bangladesh might be winning the fight, but then again, Degree got shut down. So, oh man, is this going to be a mano event, 1v1 situation for both of the teams? What we can see on the screen here, both of the teams trying to go for the reset, trying to go for that revive. Who's going to be the first one to take the shot?
Okay. Both sides should be able to reset. But here comes the molly by Curse. The molly will not connect. Now they are rushing in. Both sides able to heal up as well. Timo with an M4, Skyle on the Starboy. 90 degree together with Curse. Curse with the S12K, a very clutchable weapon. 90 degree with a QBZ. Timo goes up to the second floor with a micro Uzi in hand. Now both sides trying to open up as much space as possible. It's going to be a mano a mano between Starboy and 90 degree. Gets him!
Oh man, this is getting spicy, intense fights, between these two teams, and that's what we like. Degree has been picked up. He already has a total of 3 points in the bag now. And, Brunei, Bangladesh is the same thing. Nobody wants to give way here. I mean, they're so close to getting that winner chicken dinner, they could probably taste it already. But this is a 2v2 situation, ladies and gents. It's a fair fight. It's a 50-50% chance, for both of the teams here to win.
Ooh, it's a 1-on-1 right now.
Oh!
Timo and 90 degree. Is it a 1-1?
Oh.
No, it's a 1-on-2. So Timo has pulled up
1-on-2?
this clutch here. It's going to be quite a tall order, but nothing is impossible. I mean, these players are country representatives. They surely know how to deal with this sort of pressure, with this sort of situation. But still, both sides, because of that, very respectful. We don't see Team Bangladesh truly rushing in, even though they have the numbers.
Yeah, again, I mean, at this point, you don't want to go for any rush decisions so far. I mean, we're talking about the last surviving member of Brunei, Timo. So Bangladesh, they know that they have the advantage here. And they're just waiting, like, step out, we're outside, give it up.
But I can understand why they're doing this, right? Because the blue is right behind Timo. So the pressure is on him to move forward. So the 2 players of Bangladesh, all they need to do is just wait for now. 90 degree, cooking up this nade. Going for a short toss. Lobs it across onto Timo. No damage on Timo at all. Timo still survives. But look at the blue behind him. Timo, he has nowhere to go. I wonder if you consider denying away the point.
That was an early nade from Bangladesh. But let's see if Degree can get him this time around. Timo, I guess, will be switching side here. I mean, he did pop a smoke there, but I don't think he's going to exit that way. I mean, the pressure is on. Time is ticking. The Blue Reaper is already there, getting ready to join into the fight as well. And Bangladesh, all they need to do is just apply a lot of pressure onto Timo. But if Timo can actually shut down at least one of them, he could probably have a chance here. But this is 80%, Bangladesh.
Yeah, because they have the numbers, right? But you got to give it to Timo. He's still holding it up. The blue's still behind him. And this time we're at stage 9 and it will close entirely. Just look at the blue. It will force him to come out. Okay, the moment he steps out, Team Bangladesh will be able to shoot him down. Unless he gets an advantage first. But here comes 90 degree from the side with SLK and he will finish up the job. Winner, chicken dinner goes to Team Bangladesh.
There you go. Bangladesh just really flexing their muscles at the moment. And, I've been saying this, that I love what I'm seeing coming from Bangladesh here, Sir Cloud. They have been super aggressive and quite consistent, I can say, since day number 1. And they were able to bring it back here, for day 2, for the final 6 matches here. And again, with the chicken dinner, this is the cherry on top we're talking about.
Yeah, and because of this chicken dinner, there is a chance that Team Bangladesh could be in the top 3. So it's now intriguing to see who might be up there. But we'll look at the numbers later because right now, we're going to go through the stats. 10 elimination points for Team Bangladesh. So that's 20 points collected by them in this round. So I am pretty confident that they're in the top 3.
Ooh, which makes things even more spicy. Okay, so I'm happy because there's a lot of teams really stepping up their gameplay, expressing, of course, all intentions to get to the top 3, to get that golden ticket, to get to the grand final. So, in the remaining matches, we are really expecting, like quite a bloodbath, something like a carnage happening, with the remaining matches. But in the meantime, let's appreciate, the performance of Bangladesh over here. Elimination points, it's 90 degrees. Okay, 4 elimination points in total. Cursed with 1. We got 9 here, or 69 with 1 elimination points as well. Hitman with 4. And I did see, like Hitman doing, quite a wonderful job. He's been really doing his best, for Bangladesh.
Oh yeah, he showed up a lot on our screen. And true enough, like he scored 4 elimination points, so that's the return that he brought back to his team. So great work. I can say that every player inside of Team Bangladesh, they're truly stepping it up today. And because of that, I'm sure they will be awarded the top 3. Well, as of now, because we have 3 more games to go, so anything can happen. And looking over at some of the match summary stats, pretty standard, I must say. Even like the throwable use, 151, 2 airdrops looted with a okay kind of circle. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, I must say, when it comes to these stats though. But what we want to see is the match ranking, so that's number 1, and also the overall rankings. I'm sure all the fans will be anticipating the points now to know where their team will stand.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would want to get that validation since most of you are really keeping, their tabs on their favorite teams, just really jotting down the point system. So I just know that you guys already know if like a team already manages to take a spot in the top 3. But I guess it's safe to say that, with the kind of performance, that we've seen from Bangladesh, it's not, like far from reality that they've already taken a spot in the top 3. Before we started this game, they were at top 4. And considering the situation that they bagged, like over 20 points here, I guess, yeah, they were able to secure a spot at the podium.
Yep. So 20 points, like what you mentioned here for Bangladesh. So the nearest comparison that we had earlier on was Team Myanmar. They were at number 3 and Bangladesh was at number 5. So Myanmar with 10 points, Bangladesh with 20. Surely it's enough for them to overtake Team Myanmar. As for Nepal, they were also one of the closest contenders. So 7 points this round. I don't think it will be enough for them to be in the top 3. They could be at top 4. So that's something that we'll need to keep an eye on later on. As for Team Malaysia, I mean, they are quite solid at the number 1 spot, and with the 5 elimination points or the 5 points that they've collected in this round, I believe they should be okay still at the throne.
Yeah, I mean, for Malaysia, yes. Just doing the math here, ladies and gents. Hopefully you can join us down there in the comment section. But I just know everyone's happy with the win, from Bangladesh. I mean, you guys are like a big fandom down there in the comment section. I keep seeing a lot of flags, which is amazing. So, for the other teams, for the other fandoms out there, please do spam the comment section with your favorite team overall rankings to be shown on the screen here so that we could confirm all of the numbers that we did so far in our heads. And there you go, ladies and gents, Bangladesh took the 2nd spot here, but Malaysia already crossed the triple digit score, already at 102. Bangladesh with 90 points, Hong Kong, China now at 87. So Myanmar dropped again, another rank here. They need to catch up.
Oh yeah, But the good news for them is that they're only 3 points behind Hong Kong, China. So there's still a chance. I would say the same for Team Nepal. Well, we have 3 more games, right? So Team Vietnam can still do it. Team Indonesia, if they can come up big. Brunei, if they can come up big as well, they can do it. Thailand needs like 3 big games in order to do it. So yeah, same goes for Japan and Pakistan. Thailand, Japan, Pakistan, will put them in the same bracket. But the next round, we'll see what happens here for the teams above them. If they're able to perform, then the last 2 games will still give them a bit of hope to be in the top 3.
Yeah, it's a little unusual for me, though, to see Pakistan at the bottom half section of the leaderboard. We've always known this boys, they're a big name right now in the Pakistani community. So I'm not quite sure why they are at the bottom of or like a part of the bottom half section of the leaderboard. So perhaps something can change, since we're dropping to our last Erangel. Then there's going to be 2 Miramars before we know just who will proceed to the grand finals. But this performance coming from Falak and the rest of the crew is a big question mark, at least for me. But anyway, more of the action, ladies and gents. Sir Cloud and Red Queen will be right back after a short break, so don't go away.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the IESF World Esports Championship 2025 qualifiers for the Asia and Oceania region. My name is Sir Cloud, together with the beautiful Red Queen here beside me will be your storytellers for this round. And the competition is starting to truly heat up right now.
Oh yeah, we're down to our final Erangel of the day, Sir Cloud. 3 back-to-back Erangels, for this day and the rest of the qualifier round. It all comes down to this. The leaderboard has been anything but stable. Myanmar, once a strong contender, continues to slip, struggling to find their rhythm. Meanwhile, Malaysia remains unshaken at the top, holding firm with precision and consistency. So I do wonder, what's it going to take for any team here that could take down Malaysia?
Yeah, so far they are the only team who have crossed the 100-point mark. So that is the a testament to their current performance. So for them to drop out of the top 3, it's going to be pretty difficult if you ask me. It has to be like 3 games in a row, back to back, like 0 points, and then all of a sudden, like the teams closest to them, like second to maybe fourth or fifth place, all of them starts to perform, then maybe Malaysia might be booted out. But with the points that they've collected so far, I honestly don't see it happening.
Yeah, and also, the rise of Bangladesh. They're now sitting at second place here. We just have to really appreciate, the aggressive plays and clutch, and especially Hitman. The rotations, at least, from day one and day number 2, definitely turned heads, all day. And in a surprise twist, also, the dark horses, Hong Kong, China has surged into the 3rd spot, proving that the late game momentum can rewrite the script, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I know, right? That's where it's starting to be exciting, right? Like that maybe second and third place is still open right now. It could be anyone. It could be like, I don't know, Hong Kong, China, maybe Myanmar might make a bounce back, maybe it's Bangladesh, or maybe a surprise from Team Indonesia to all of a sudden rise up to the occasion. We don't know at this moment because, with the 3 remaining games and all these teams are really starting to heat up. We see a lot of big quality fights as well. It still could be anyone's game. I don't want to be that person to put my finger on a prediction to say that, okay, which team I go through, because it is that hard now.
No, don't put us in that situation again, Sir Khan.
Nope, not today.
But, not today. But yeah, I'm also looking at Nepal and Pakistan, like Nepal, despite the situation, again, they're doing extremely great, but they could still push for some more, they could still maybe turn their aggression up a notch here, level up. It's not too late just yet, for Nepal to catch up. And even, for Pakistan, we've seen this boards really go hard, in terms of numbers. They've done a lot of amazing stuff here. So we're not really used to seeing them being part of the bottom half section of the leaderboard. So maybe, just maybe in the remaining matches, since we're almost halfway through this competition, for the qualifiers, they need to, they know that they need to do something about this one if they still want to, be competitive and improve their overall status. But yeah, we're not really used to seeing them at the bottom here.
Yeah, not at all. And they are names that we are familiar with, right? We have seen them being able to perform at international lobbies. So it's a very different kind of performance